Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be answering the question, is The Beautiful by Renee Ahdieh worth the hype? And this video is sponsored by The Great Courses Plus, which I will talk about later in the video. So The Beautiful has been getting a ton of buzz lately because this is supposed to be like the resurgence of vampires. We all know vampires were such a big trend back in like the 2010s, and to my great dismay, vampires died. They went away. I'm definitely excited to see that within the next year there are tons of more vampire books coming out on the market, and this seems to be the first very big one. There have been pretty mixed reviews for this book, so I'm very excited to see where I fall amongst that. My history with Renee Ahdieh is that I read The Wrath and the Dawn by her and I really didn't like it. I had a lot of issues with it and I haven't read any of her other books since then because really none of them have super appealed to me, but this definitely appeals to me. This takes place in the 1800s in New Orleans and follows a girl named Celine who has to flee Paris because of an incident that happened there, and so she goes to New Orleans to start a new life, and while she's there she meets people from this secret society called the Court of the Lions, and she catches the eye of the leader of this group. But all while this is happening, there is a serial killer on the loose who is committing murders, and Celine catches the eye of the serial killer and gets herself wrapped up in that as well. I'm very excited to start this. It sounds like it's gonna be really good, but I feel like there's some sort of catch where I'm not gonna like it. I don't know. Like I said, I've just seen so many mixed reviews. I'm definitely lowering my expectations a bit. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so I have been reading The Beautiful. I'm only about 35 pages into it, but I am enjoying it so far. One of the things that I was the most concerned about was that I wouldn't like the writing, because that was one of the issues that I had with The Wrath and the Dawn. I just wasn't a fan of her writing, but so far I'm enjoying it. The main character hasn't done anything yet to annoy me. That was another thing that I really didn't like about The Wrath and the Dawn. I did not like the main character. I thought she was so annoying. And this main character, I'm enjoying so far. I will say I'm a little bit confused because one of the main critiques that I've seen about this book is that there's no vampires. And I'm a little bit confused by that because literally the first chapter is the point of view of a vampire. And so far as I've been reading, there's been points of view of a vampire murdering people. It's not like said like, hi, this is a vampire, but it's very clear that this person is a vampire. On like page 20, he rips somebody's throat out. I think it's a he. I actually don't know if it's a he. It could be a she. We don't know, but there's clearly vampires, so I'm a little bit confused by that. Maybe those points of views are literally the only vampire interactions that we get. I don't know yet. I'm only 30 pages in, but I just wanted to say that because that was the thing that I was like the most concerned about going into this, was that there weren't gonna be vampires. And there are. So I will also say that I'm listening to the audiobook, and that might have been a mistake. I might stop because the narrator does fine, except for the fact that all the characters have different accents and she cannot do accents. Her French accent is borderline. Her British accent is horrible. There's like a couple Spanish accents. I think like a Scottish accent. I don't know. Her accents are really bad and it's just like throwing me off. So I don't recommend the audiobook. But yeah, I'm gonna keep reading. I took a little bit of a break so that I could edit a video. I am really liking the New Orleans vibe, and one of the characters mentioned that there's gonna be like a masquerade ball for Mardi Gras, which I'm so excited by. Ever since I first watched The Vampire Diaries, my like one dream in life is to go to a masquerade ball. But unfortunately, the opportunity has never presented itself to me. CW shows tricked me. They made me think that masquerade balls were like a very common thing. Turns out they're not. So I'm hoping that that becomes like a thing and they go to a masquerade ball. I'm gonna be kind of disappointed if they don't. Okay, I'm waiting for the blinds to stop swinging because that is so distracting. So I realize I'm in the exact same spot I was when I talked to you guys last night, but I just got back from taking an exam and I got my first holiday drink. Actually, it's not a holiday drink, it's just the white chocolate mocha, but it's in the holiday cup, so it counts, right? I actually think that they have like a holiday version of the white chocolate mocha, but the one time that I got it, there's like something that they sprinkle on top. Excuse me, sir. Rude. There's something that There's something that they sprinkle on top of it and it made my tongue really itchy. I don't know what it is. I'm not allergic to anything that I know of, so I don't know, but I never ordered it again. So this is just the basic white chocolate mocha, but it feels more festive. The Beautiful. So I'm now about 100 pages into it, and I have more thoughts. In my last update, I think I said that I didn't really understand why people were saying there's no vampires, because one of the point of views is from a vampire. But now I get it. I definitely get it now, because I think that I'm really enjoying this book, like so much more than I thought that I would. But I think that the biggest issue with this book, and one of the things that is probably why a lot of people aren't liking it, is that I think the marketing was totally wrong. I really don't, like, they marketed this book as the next Twilight, let's be honest. Anyone who looks at this book cover is going to associate it with Twilight. And I think that they leaned way too heavily into the vampire aspect of the book. That's just not what this is. I think that if they had marketed it as a dark gothic historical with secret societies, it would have been so much better. And I honestly think that they should have kept the vampire angle a secret, because honestly, like, right, I'm reading the synopsis right now, and it does not say the word vampire in the synopsis at all. It just says that there's a serial killer on the loose, and the serial killer is a vampire, and we know that because of the way they marketed it. And I really think that if they hadn't come out and said, like, this is like the next vampire book, it would have just been so much better. Because even in the book, like, the point of view of the vampire, it hasn't even been said yet that he's a vampire or that there are vampires. I mean, you can figure it out, obviously, like, because we know going into it, it's a vampire book. It's pretty obvious, but I feel like it would have just been so much more interesting if that part was kept a secret and then it's like revealed, you know, whenever it is revealed, halfway through or towards the end, I don't know, that it's vampires. That would have just been so much cooler. Because the problem with this is that I feel like people who are Twilight fans or are looking for like the next Twilight or looking for like some angsty romance, they're going into this expecting that, and that's not what this is. And then I feel like people who would actually like a dark gothic historical secret society book aren't reading this because of how much the marketing played up the vampire element. So I don't know, I just feel like the marketing was really off. How many times am I gonna say marketing? I'm sorry, I just got out of my marketing class. That's why I'm so like thinking about this. I'll stop now. I just wanna say, I'm really enjoying this because I love historical gothic books, and so that part is totally up my alley. But like, so far, I would not call this a vampire book. We'll see how it goes, but yeah, I mean, other things, I'm really enjoying it. I'm really liking the writing. It's not as flowery, I think, as The Wrath and the Dawn was. And not that I don't enjoy flowery writing, but there was just a way that Renee Ahdieh did it in The Wrath and the Dawn that I wasn't particularly the biggest fan of. I felt like the way that she would say things or describe things was not clear. And so there were many times in the Wrath and the Dawn where I was like, I have no idea what is going on right now because the descriptions were just so flowery. But this feels like a really good balance between being flowery enough where it's pretty but not confusing, like everything is very clear. Yeah, I don't know, I'm enjoying it. I'm going to my parents' house this weekend, so hopefully I can get a lot of reading done while I'm there, and then I can finish this up this weekend. Okay, I don't think I've talked about this character yet, but there is a side character named Odette who is a part of the Court of Lions, and she has like this ability when she touches somebody, she can like see their future. And I knew that I loved her. She is such a cool character, but she just revealed, or not revealed, but she just said that she is a lesbian. I'm just like, wow, I stan Odette, the lesbian icon. She was already becoming my favorite character, so am I even surprised? Last night I finished The Beautiful at like 2 a.m. Oh my god, the last 200 pages, insane. The first half of the book I read over a couple days, and then the last half I read in like 3 hours because I was just like, oh my god, I couldn't put it down. And I took a lot of notes before I went to sleep so I wouldn't forget anything, but I was way too tired and like stunned and bewildered. If you can't tell already, I loved this book. I am so shocked, especially considering when I started this video, I really did not think I was gonna like this. I guess we've learned I don't know anything because I loved it. About 150 pages into this book, I realized why I was enjoying it so much, and that is because it really reminds me of Stalking Jack the Ripper. That whole series is probably the closest comparison that I could make to this book. They're both gothic historicals about a woman who wants more out of life than what women at this time were supposed to be doing. They're both uncovering a mystery with a serial killer. They're not the same, but I definitely think that if you liked the Stalking Jack the Ripper series, you will like The Beautiful. The next thing that I never really talked about was the love interest, Sebastian. I don't think I've shipped YA characters this much since Jude and Cardan. One of the biggest issues I've had this whole year, and honestly last year as well, with YA fantasies is that the romances have been duds. And this romance was so good. I really liked them together. They had amazing banter. I also really loved how the romantic relationship that Celine had wasn't the only relationship that she had. She had very strong female friendships, specifically with her best friend Pippa. Their friendship was a very big part of the book. And Celine overall was just a really great protagonist. I will say there is a trigger warning for sexual assault of something that happened in her past. It's not something that happens on page, but it is talked about a couple times. I feel like with any protagonist, there's usually a moment where they do something and I'm like, why are you doing that? But with Celine, I really understood all of her decisions. They made sense. I never felt annoyed or frustrated by her. She's also half Asian, which is something that plays a part into her character because she had to keep the Asian part of herself a secret because of the time and society. The ending was so shocking. I wish I had a camera on me when I was reading the last 30 pages because I was just so stunned at everything that was happening. I didn't predict who the killer was. I didn't predict how it was gonna end. I'm just like bewildered, bamboozled. The killer? Iconic. I cannot wait for the next book when we get more of the killer. I'm obsessed already. Literally so much happened at the end. I don't even really know what to say other than I have not read an ending that made me feel this much in so long. I felt scared, I felt sad, I felt angry, very angry, mostly anger. If you can't tell by now, I'm giving this 5 stars. I'm so shocked. I really did not think I was gonna like this, and it's probably gonna be one of my favorites of the year. To answer the question, is The Beautiful worth the hype? Yeah. It kind of freaking is. That leads me into the sponsor for this video, The Great Courses Plus. The Great Courses Plus is a subscription on-demand video learning service where you can enjoy lectures from top professors from around the world. These courses stream on your TV, tablet, laptop, or phone through any web browser or available apps. With a subscription to The Great Courses Plus, you have unlimited access to a huge library of over 11,000 video lectures about anything that interests you. Science, math, history, literature, or even hobbies like how to cook, play chess, or become a photographer. I've been using The Great Courses Plus for a couple weeks now, and I found some really amazing lectures specifically that help me with my writing. When I approach any novel that I'm writing, I love to do tons of research because my writing is very history-based, and The Great Courses Plus has a ton of amazing lectures to help dive into any type of research you want to do. One of the lectures that I really loved is called Heroes and Legends, the Most Influential Characters of Literature, and this course goes through all of the very prominent, influential characters throughout history that have made literature great, specifically the one on Dracula, since I was very much in the mindset of vampires and Dracula is the most influential vampire. And the Great Courses Plus have offered my viewers a free trial, which I will leave a link to in the description. That is going to conclude this video. Definitely let me know in the comments if there are any other very hyped books you would like me to read, and let you guys know, are they worth the hype? Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!